What's going on, guys and gals, ladies and gentlemen? Thank you for tuning in to another video. Ditch Panda Bass Fishing. Cody's here with you. Today I'm going to be talking about the transition from the fall feed into the cold, deep, dark, winter, boring fishing months. Let's do it. Now, it's not necessarily time for us all to be sad. We're coming out some of the best bass fishing, of the year, the fall feed, that September in some states through late November, early December, some states somewhere in there. Some of the best fishing all year round, that's what we get. And then we go into the absolute slowest part of the year, which doesn't necessarily have to be gloomy and down and dark. It can be fun. Slower, but you're still out fishing. Have fun. I want to talk about the transition. I want to talk about where and why the bass are moving from where they're at now to where they're going to be come ice times. For you guys up north, I'm sorry, you're cutting holes with augers and fishing for panfish basically, and pike and stuff like that through a hole in a hut on ice. And I don't do that. I can't help you. This is for open water. So we've got up bass. Most of them, 90% of them, are all up shallow right now, right? They're feeding on bait fish like crazy. We've talked about it in previous videos. They're really keyed in on bait fish. They're feeding, they're fat, they're aggressive because they know what's coming. It's gonna get cold and they're not gonna be eating quite as much. So they are getting fat right now. It's kind of like bears before hibernation, right? So they're all up shallow now. You got them all the way up to right on the bank, all the way out to about, 10, 12 feet ish, somewhere in there, 10 feet. Right now, they're all scattered through there. And what's going to happen is that water is going to start getting very, very cold. We all know, right? Nights start getting colder and bass are going to start to pull out. Now, we've talked about this transition period before when we talked about where they go when they're spawning, like the spawning movements. Now, we'll put that video like right here so you guys can see that. And really these bass, when they're moving up from deep to shallow and they're moving from shallow to deep, whether it be from a fall to winter transition like we're talking about now, or whether it be from, moving up to spawn and moving back out to deep water to recuperate from the spawn going into the spring, like late spring, it's the same movement, guys. They're following contours of the lake. They're following either natural contours, whether that be ledges, drop-offs, creek bends, channel swings, and they're following natural cover. Well, really any cover. We're talking about rock piles, Christmas tree piles, any kind of cover that they can get to. Docks that are moving, that go into the deeper water, docks shallow that go out deeper. Any kind of cover they can feel comfortable on, they can get close to and move out while they're with this cover is what they're going to do. We talked about it in the spawning, or how they move in and how they move out. You'll often, more times than not, fish them one day and you found them 2 points in off of the main lake or the main river, and you caught them like crazy there. And then 2 days later you came and fished and they weren't there. Well, if they're going into spawn, that you can check the points going in, you'll find them again because they're following it in. And they did that, the same thing coming out. It is literally the same thing when they go for winter. They might do it a little quicker sometimes, you'll see, especially because in the springtime when they're moving up to spawn, you might get a cold front and it'll pull them back out. Typically, if you get a warmer day, it doesn't necessarily move them back in. They're typically going to keep moving out to deep water. So it's a little different in that sense. But the same thing, guys. It's not hard to find fish, honestly. It's pretty easy. If you've been catching them, up shallow on this certain creek arm, what I would do is if it's your first day back and it's been cold and you don't know really where they're going to be, I would start at the back where you were catching them last and follow structure out. Follow structure and cover all the way out that creek arm or wherever it is, cove, until you find them. Because you will find them. They're going to follow those natural contours or natural cover, man-made cover on the way out. It's not hard, guys. Don't overthink it, and don't think that, you know, oh wow, it's been cold, I gotta shoot out to 30 feet of water and try to find bass and spend, you know, the first 2 or 3 hours of your day on your down imaging or your side scan or up on your active target. They're not gonna be out deep like that right off the bat. They're gonna move, not necessarily in waves, but they are going to move following cover out. And then, of course, you're gonna have resident fish. You might find that you get back to that creek where you've been hammering them all fall long, and you're still catching them shallow. If that's the case, stay shallow and hammer them. You will find resident fish shallow all year long that never move. They might stay in the same creek arm within like 6, 7, 8 feet of water difference all year long. Doesn't really matter. Those resident fish are going to stay there, and you're going to have the same resident fish out deep. You might have a school of fish that stays deep basically all year. They might spawn in 15, 20 feet of water. We've seen it. So there is always going to be those cases. Don't overthink it. Walk yourself back out. I'm hammering this into your guys' head because people get confused and they get not scared, I don't want to say scared, they get timid in the wintertime because they think, oh, I gotta go out deep and I gotta fish in 35 feet of water and they're probably already there, it's been cold. Slow down, man. Go back to where you were catching them last. Follow those points of cover. Points and cover till you find them. You will find them. Now, getting them to eat or finding what they will eat, that's another story. Might take you some time, but there is a video coming down the pipe of our top winter baits, and maybe that'll help you out. I'm sure it will. Simplify it. You know, Paul and myself, we're all about making things simple because we're stupid. Get out there. Don't be afraid. Go back in those creek channels. Get on your electronics. Watch where the birds are. Watch your wildlife. Find those fish. Get to fishing. Winter's not that bad. It's coming quick. I know where I'm at here, it turned fast and the weather got cold fast. Those guys down in Florida, you know, you guys are chilling. Okeechobee's still running like a cool 70. You guys are good. Don't worry about it. Just disregard this video for you guys. You guys keep throwing spinner baits and wherever you want. Guys, if you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment down below. Let us know any questions you might have, concerns. Right down below. That's where you can do that. Don't forget to hit that bell. That way you don't miss a video. Why would you want to miss my beautiful smiling face? Paul's beautiful smiling face. You don't. That's why you hit the bell. If you guys are looking for beef jerky, bagable.com or at bagable on Instagram right here. It's the best beef jerky on the planet. I guarantee you that. Personally guarantee you that. I think we need to do a giveaway pretty soon, so also be looking for that. Code DP10 at checkout. That gets you 10% off. Orders over $50 are free. Get your jerky. It's Christmas time. You can order them for stocking stuffers. Get it. Why not? Till next time, guys. We'll see you later.